Here, record. Booyah. And then we'll pen me real quick. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Council of One channeling group session. I think it's 16 officially. Congratulations. What we're going to begin to do now is I want to really begin to play with the channel panel as a chorus. In the very beginning, I told you all that I wanted this to be a chorus of channelers. Now, by that, I don't mean everybody in the chorus needs to be willing to stand center stage and channel your guides directly or whatever, but I mean you need to be willing to stand in the choir and make noise and contribute. You know what I'm saying? We're going to play a lot of games that help us open up and get out of our head, and all I need is your willingness to play the games. And after kind of digging into this energy of what made the Divinity Code activation workshop so powerful, was that I just did everything with them that I tend to do with you all, but they didn't have the months and weeks and weeks and months of or whatever of backstory. We just approached it from a very simple angle, and I feel like this very simple angle is the answer to the beginning of an answer to this question about the content of this program and what do we need to make sure that everybody in the channel panel understands. What are the tools that we need to know that everybody needs to know how to build a focus ritual. If you haven't seen that episode, if you haven't built a focus ritual in your life, you're going to be behind in everything that we do. You know what I mean? If you haven't learned how to connect your visual to your sacred space and go to a place where you can synthesize your experience, you're going to be behind. You know what I mean? If you haven't learned how to communicate with your natural guides, how to ask them questions and interact with them, and or build your own personal counsel, you're going to be behind. If you haven't learned how to use the support and wisdom of your counsel to connect up in that infinity portal to higher self, you're going to be behind. Y'all understand? Like each one of those is a specific tool, is a specific exercise, is a specific skill that the people in this group need to have and need to know. And what happened in the Divinity Code workshop is we reduced it down to 5 principal elements. And teaching these elements to these people in this one workshop allowed them all to open up and make shamanic noises and speak light language and create an incantation, for their intention, and visualize, what their desire actually looks like inside of themselves, and then create an actual sensory experience from it. We did all of those things inside of one workshop, and everybody played those games really well, like a choir, like we're all here to sing, right? So let's do some exercises and let's make some noise. Now, we're not all here to sing, but some of us obviously are. Some of us obviously are. And I give y'all props, and I hope you keep digging in to that aspect of yourself, to that connection to your soul, to your higher self. And some of you are super gifted with light language, and I hope you keep digging into and playing with that. And some of you are really good with mudras, really powerful with energy, with qigong, right? And some of us are really powerful with visuals. Some of us are really powerful with verbal, with words. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has their own gifts and skills. But that's why we need to really understand these abilities, and we need to build them, and we need to practice them, and we need to make sure everybody knows them. I don't know how many other people here besides Zori and Marvelous are interested in being able to teach this process to others, teach a channel panel type of experience to others. But I know those two are. And what we're going to have to do is figure out what are the lessons, what are the main things they need to offer their own groups, so that everybody can open and get outside of their minds and make silly sounds and speak gibberish and allow wisdom to come through them. What are the parameters for that? So these five we're going to go through tonight, because I don't know how many of you were in the Divinity Code Activation Workshop. Raise your hand. Okay, so most of us here tonight were. Awesome. And how many watched the council channeling on Divinity Code Activation that I posted this week? Raise your hand. Okay, almost everybody. Okay, awesome. We're going to deal with these five tonight very quickly, and then we're going to do a bunch of exercises, and I want y'all to treat yourselves like a chorus, okay? Like, nobody's going to create an aria here tonight. Nobody's going to memorize an entire, theme song here tonight. But we're going to play with some exercises. We're going to make some sounds. We're going to discover some stuff. And trust that in the process, beauty will happen, okay? And it's happening for all of y'all at different levels, and it's really awesome to watch it and witness it. I have a few people that have shared homework that we want to go over tonight. As we go around for introductions, I want you to, if you did do the homework and you have something you can share about your Divinity Code activation, please do. If not, just share with us anything that feels important about your life. And then we'll go through these five and get started with our exercises. Can you start for us, Bridget? You gotta unmute yourself.
Okay, that came up easier this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually thought I printed up the right assignment, and I guess I printed up the last one. So I didn't print up the Divinity Code. It was the one about asking a question or whatever, but using the shamanic without any music, background music. But I do remember. So my intention for my Divinity Code was I wanted to be a healer of the earth. That was my mantra, that I am a healer of the earth, that I was repeating for my Divinity Code over and over again. And I continue to throw it in some of my meditations. But yeah, I'm just juggling a bunch of different balls, and I'm dropping some on the way. So I'm still catching up. I think I have 43 recorded.
That's amazing.
So I'm behind.
That's amazing.
Into the feed. So I think 35 or 34.
Amazing. Thank you. Proud of you. And I appreciate you sending it to me. And I did listen to it. I did not get to transcribe it, but I did listen to it. And I love how you're starting to describe more visual things, whether it's you imagining them or not. You're beginning to describe more visual things, and that's important. And I liked how you kept reiterating your intention whenever there was nothing else specifically to speak to. I love your process, and keep going, and you're gonna understand yourself deeper and deeper, and the game's gonna get better and better, and your vision is gonna keep improving.
Thank you. I feel that it is.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Kristen, can you tell us anything about your Divinity Code activation or your week that you can share with us?
Sure. I wasn't clear on the homework assignment, but I kind of did my own thing and blended it with what was going on and pertinent in my life. So this week I reflected on uniting my shadow with my light self and working with how I've been shunned, I've been rejected, I've been shamed for my shadow, for my dark side, for my craziness, for my emotionalness, my bitchiness. I'm beginning to integrate that with my light attributes of wanting to help others and be a positive person in this world. And that it's been a process of letting go of those layers, letting go of the stories that have been projected onto me in a new way of coming into my own power. So I did walking meditations this week, and I would ask, what else am I missing? What else needs to be revealed? What else can I do on this path? And the answer that I kept getting was that it's trust. Trust the unfolding. That there's been many lifetimes that I have been separated from from all aspects of myself, and it's taking time to integrate and weave all of the layers back into one to create a new tapestry of alignment. And a lot of this was more like visuals and sensory feeling. It wasn't always like direct messages. Like I could see like the weaving coming together. Um, Another talent that has been coming through me is using my hands to speak light language. All of a sudden my hands have been moving and doing things, and I'm like, what are they doing? And I found someone who does like light codes and clearing chakras with the hands. I'm like, oh, look at that. That's an activation. That's an upgrade. Cool. Um, so it's learning these new tools and trusting the energy and the medicine and the information that's coming through. Because eclipse season's coming up and that energy is potent. I can feel the shifts and the chaos and everything else. So, um, yeah, that's what I've been working with this week. Thank you.
Awesome. I love the description and the visuals. Very often I get visuals that aren't concepts. It's just literal. I have to translate what I'm seeing, and very clear guidance. I love that. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Heather, can you share with us anything about your Divinity Code activation or anything that feels important from your week?
Yes. Earlier this week, I had watched so I missed the Divinity Code workshop. So I watched the recording of it earlier this week. And during it, I had kind of made the intention to feel more. And in my meditation practice later that day, I did feel more. So I think it kind of worked a little bit. Like it suddenly started raining in my sacred space under the tree, and it was like raining colored light, and I could feel the different colors, how they felt differently. So that was kind of cool to actually be able to feel that. And then today I kind of I listened to the Divinity Code, the channeled message, and my intention was kind of to I guess activate a divinity code of being a more trusting person, to trust more. And well, I did do some automatic speaking, and I transcribed it. And I guess the main point is that I need to just choose to trust more. So it was kind of a good message too. But yes, it's a little interesting. It's interesting stuff this week about divinity codes.
Awesome. Can you read us your transcription tonight?
Yeah. It's not as yeah.
Awesome. We'll come back when we cover everybody's. I look forward to it. Thank you. Awesome. I love it. I love it. And then Emmy, tell us anything you can about your week and/or Divinity Code activations. You got to unmute yourself.
Hi guys. um my week just falling back into the overwhelm again. It's annoying. um, so I didn't get a whole lot of time. I definitely got every night when I take my bath, I try to go into my sacred space,
Mm.
and at least at that point of the day, like, I've gotten to the point where I do make it a point. Um, it's just easier to ground myself in the water, amidst the chaos of everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, my fiance Rick got to an accident in his work van, and I told you about this. I think it was Monday. He only had a couple days off, so I was, and they, to go back to work. He's okay, but that made it so, I don't know. Mentally, I always feel like I got to take care of everything. Um, so I don't know. It threw me. I'm just feeling very tired, and I almost asked to be a fly on the wall, but I don't want to miss out on anything.
Mm.
So, thank you guys for being here. I'm just hoping I can do my best, and I don't know, hoping for next week will be better. This week, I'm focused on. I'm still listening to all of the sessions. I've actually had this really profound feeling yesterday morning or something. I thought that my inner critic, now this is going back to my sacred space, but I thought my inner critic was this little swamp creature covered in vines. But I'm getting like this really strong feeling that it's just like that's me. It's my inner child, and she's just kind of been hiding for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So now I feel like I have to go and find her, and just that'll be like me facing it. Like, I don't know. I just got that really strong, like, that's what it is. Like, that's her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't mean to be a blubbering mess, but it's got to come out one way or another.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for, thank you for being there for me, everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your vulnerability. And I want to ask you a quick question. When you do go to your sacred space in the bath, how do you end up feeling?
Um, just like, well, grounded, and I find that stillness, and like, I'm ADHD and all this stuff, like that's not an excuse, but like I've always had that hum in my
Mm-hmm.
body always, and this has helped me like quiet that constant energy. I do feel much better,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to now. I'm I've always been looking for peace because of that, like my whole life. So whenever I get a moment, I'm trying to do that for myself. And yeah, it's helping. It's helping me, and it just makes me want to do more. Like I'm,
Amen.
uh,
And
you
and
know,
and I love that. So notice what you're doing for yourself rather than focusing on what you feel like you're not doing. You know what I'm saying? Like notice that you are doing. Notice the shifts that are happening. They're really beautiful, And you can congratulate yourself for that. And this description of your inner critic being your wounded child is gorgeous, and it's an absolute perfect realization. And this is what I take people through when they do the self-love activation program, you know, and you're coming up to these realizations because you're doing the work inside, and what you're seeing is exactly what it is. And when you go in and you face her, your relationship to it will change. It will change. Just keep, you gotta trust the process, and keep giving yourself the importance to take that space, because mama's always given to everyone else.
Yeah.
Love that. Thank you so much. Kristen.
May I offer something to Emmy?
Mm-hmm.
So this year has been deep shadow work season for me. And one of the things I've worked through was unworthiness, and I saw that as an initiation, as an activation to fully go through all of it to come out on the other side. And
Yeah.
the unworthiness really showed me where I didn't love myself, I didn't accept myself.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's the work is never fun. You know, but it's necessary to find the freedom on the other side, to find the joy, to find the happiness. I'm starting to feel that I'm coming through the other side. Like I still have more stuff to uncover, um, but I've done a lot of heavy lifting these past 6 months. So I just want to tell you I'm right there with you in the trenches and supporting you. I'm always here for you and everyone too. If you all need just support in that, whether it's energy, whether it's just being on the phone, being quiet, it doesn't matter. I'm always here to support.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, all right. Is that everybody? Did we get everybody? Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna make myself big here. Um, all right. Um, I want to cover these 5 tools again tonight, because I don't have a way to keep up with who's practicing what in this group. And it's challenging for me because I have tools to help all kinds of problems, but I can't help problems in a group. That's a one-on-one, scenario. But as clear as we can be about what the steps of this program and this process are, the better everyone that wants to play this game will drop in to this energy, okay? And I want to I want to operate for the rest of tonight as though I was a conductor, as though I was a whatever you call the person that leads a choir. I don't even know, the choir director or whatever.
Maestro?
Maestros for music. I don't think they use that for choir. I think it's something like choir director. Um, but anyway, I want to approach it like that tonight, and I want to remind everyone that the most efficient way of doing this is to let go of any ideas of you connecting with anything specific, you doing anything like anybody else, your thing sounding like anybody else. Let go of that and approach this process like an improvisation class, like a theater class, like an acting class. Just let yourself relax and open and play. That's how you're going to discover the most authentic version of yourself, okay? And I want to paint you all a picture of what this choir looks like in my mind's eye, okay? Because I didn't see it clearly when we started this group. The council made it clear they wanted to lead a group of channelers, but I didn't see where it would go clearly. I didn't see what the end result would be clearly. And I've seen the end result now because of the Council of Council, because we have stacked our guides on top of ourselves. Because of that, I've had a tangible experience of it, and then because of some of the exercises we've done here in the past, 3 or 4 weeks, we've tapped into this vibe, okay? And the vibe is a very intuitive, very grounded, very tribal sharing of sounds that start however they start, and then they become strange language. Then they become light language. And one of the first times that I activated the Council of Councils stacked vertically over me, spiraling up, I could hear light language coming from different directions in different phonetics, in different intonations. And it wasn't one at a time, it was overlapping the same way we do when we do, over chanting or over languaging, whatever the hell you want to call it. These were overlapping, and then behind the light language was this gorgeous tonal sculpture that moved around the room, like surround sound or something. These sounds would move around like they were doing the wave, like the sound would do the wave and it would move around. And so you have shamanic, you have light language coming in on top of each other, you have choral rippling, and then eventually you have messages. And those messages comes from who knows where, y'all. Comes from who knows where. One of the reasons I channeled the Council of One as opposed to any individual of my guides is because I don't have to worry about where it's coming from. You understand? I don't have to worry about someone going, oh, that's not Seth, or oh, that's not Ma'at, or you're not connected enough to transmit, Ra. I don't have to worry about any of that, y'all. And there's beautiful and powerful things coming through all of you. And the less you can think about this, is shit real, or who you're actually connecting, or is it actually true? The less you can think about any of that stuff, the more freely you're going to create and express yourself. You understand? The more freely you will express yourself. And the more freely you express yourself, the more truth you're going to find, the more authenticity you're going to discover. Okay? And it really is as simple as automatic writing or automatic speaking. And we're going to do that tonight. We're going to do rounds on automatic speaking. Just one word at a time will always lead you somewhere that makes sense. You understand? So you just have to have the patience to let yourself play these games, and you have to be diligent, disciplined enough to practice some shit, y'all. And you have to come up with your own questions. Like, don't give me this, well, what, I don't know what to ask. Fuck that shit. Give me a break. This is your journey. Don't tell me you're too lazy to come up with a question for your own journey, right? Like, come on. Like, this process is about learning to communicate with our guides and our higher selves. How can we do that if we don't know what to say? So like, take some time and figure out some questions. Y'all all know you're lost in different degrees. Like, who's not lost? Like, everybody's trying to find themselves. Everybody's trying to find their path, right? So get specific. What are you looking for? What kind of path are you looking for? What kind of skills do you lack? Start getting serious about these things, because in the beginning, we were messing around, y'all. In the beginning, we were talking about concepts and ideas. and we were just going in and asking your guides about things, like just ideas, like what is light, what is truth, what is whatever. But what I want everyone to understand is when we start activating divinity codes, this is like making your witch's brew and then drinking that shit yourself. You understand? Like this is a different level. Activating your divinity codes is not just asking, Bob Ross for some advice on something. It's not just getting some information about something. We're going to start literally fucking with your, celestial DNA. And I don't want y'all to take that lightly. Put time, put energy into these questions, into what do you want to activate in your life. You know that you're unhappy. You know that you're afraid. You know that you're lost. You know that you're bitter. So start asking questions about those things. You understand? And really ask yourself, are you cultivating a relationship with these guides? Are you communicating with them every day? Are you talking to them? Because if not, you're leaving money on the table, y'all. You're leaving money on the table. It's a relationship. And this is the primary thing we teach in self-love activation, is we teach people how to have a relationship with themselves, how to go inside and relate to themselves every single day. Go inside and listen to yourself every single day. These guides are just versions of yourself. They're just fractional versions of yourself, And I see this very clearly when I go up to higher self level and I look down. The guides are a part of the self. The guides aren't separate. The guides are a part of the higher self. So it's almost like your guides are other timelines of your own self. You understand what I'm saying? It's like and so if you're not giving those pieces of yourself your attention, there's gonna be disconnection. There's gonna be circuits that aren't firing. But if you give yourself that attention, if you connect with yourself and you listen to yourself, those circuits are gonna fire. And new feelings, new thoughts, new discoveries are gonna come. Okay? I promise you. This is how it works. Okay, so the 5 steps that we want to focus on. Everything we've talked about in this course, they're all important. We're in the process of trying to break them down into outline form. But these are the 5 that you need to get to a place where you can play the game, where you can channel with the panel, so to speak. Okay? Intention. What is your intention? Write something down right now. What is your intention tonight? What is your intention for this session? Write something down right now. Do 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 do. All right, writing down your intention. This is number 1. Intention is, why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we doing what we're doing? And if we don't remember what our intention is, we're wasting our energy somewhere. It's spilling out in ways that will not spill out if we remember that intention. Why are we here? Okay? What do you want tonight? My intention for tonight is to get everybody outside of their head enough so that you make noise and jam and discover new shit and surprise yourself. That's my intention for tonight. Okay? Intention. Number 2, focus. That's controlling your mind. That's meditative practice. That focus ritual that we talked about. I've taught y'all a whole lot of ways to focus, but you can use any way that works for you. You can do the countdown, you can do the visualization, you can do anything that works for you, but you have to create space to focus your mind. And it has to take time. You can't just go, oh, I'm focused. You have to spend 5, 10, 15 minutes focusing your chaotic mind. Focus, okay? Now, as a part of that focus, it's very important for you to practice this visualization technique of coming out of your body, up through your soul, your soul vine, into your sacred space, because as we taught in several classes, but this was months ago, as we taught, that's very important because that protects you. Those coming in later, the newbies, they don't necessarily know that, right? And it's very important to go to your sacred space in order to be safe while you're doing out-of-body work, while you're doing astral work. That protects you, okay? That's a part of your focus. Incantation is number 3. Incantation is number 3. That is the willingness to speak your inner state into existence, to express your inner state. And you don't have to know your inner state in order to express it. I didn't know what my inner state was, but that's what it sounds like right now, in that moment. If I did it again, it would sound different because my state is different. Okay? Incantation, speaking your state of being into existence. It's number 3. Number 4 is visualization, picturing in your mind what you desire to experience. Visualize it. Visualize it. There's a very important part of the Divinity Code activation channeled message where they describe visualizing a helix, double helix of DNA, but in a higher dimension made of light. And they describe unraveling it. And they describe going in and finding the perfect part of the code. The part that feels absolutely perfect to you. Find that part. And then blow that part up to the size of your entire body. And then visualize that code unpacking itself. These are all visualizations, you understand? And as you make these abstract concepts into tangible pictures, tangible images, it activates your energy in ways abstract thoughts do not. Visualizations activate your energy in ways that abstract concepts do not. Let's give you an example. Right now, close your eyes and imagine someone dripping hot wax down your spine. Imagine hot wax dripping down your spine. Notice the sensation that creates. Creates a real feeling awareness. This is the power of visualization, and we want to utilize it as much as we can in our spiritual journey, in our astral travels, in our ascension of consciousness. And then finally, thank you. And then finally, step 5, sensation. Notice how we just used visualization to activate sensation. Sensation is the purpose, y'all. It's the purpose for your vehicle. You're not in this physical body, this avatar, to think. You can think in other dimensions. You're in this avatar to feel. It's all about the sensation. And when we feel something, it changes us. It affects us. It affects our neurology. It affects our neural networks. It affects our joy. It affects our feeling of trust and safety. Feelings have deep, deep effects on us that concepts do not. Okay? So, intention, focus, incantation, visualization, and sensation. Everybody got those? We good? All right. I want to go around. I want to hear everybody's intention for tonight. Let's start with Bridget.
To increase my intuition. I used to have a lot of it, and I think I shut it down somewhere along the way because I kept getting phone calls, and I would know when someone was coming to the door or phone calls, and with kids coming in and out, it just got to where I like closed things down, and the fake phone calls coming in all the time. It's got to be.
Got you. I love that. And if you were more intuitive, what would that look like in your life? How would you know?
I feel it would help me be better in interpreting things, because that intuition, I had it a lot, and I remember what that felt like and how I would know when I just walk over by the phone and then ring and pick it up. So not necessarily knowing who was on the other side, I just knew it was going to happen. Just those kind of things. And I'm hoping the more that I get back in tune with that and improve it, it'll help with my interpretation of some of my feelings, some of the visualizations that I'm getting, some of the stuff that I'm hearing better.
Love that. Love that. Thank you. And the purpose of that question, y'all, was to help her clarify what she desires. The more specific we can be about what we desire to manifest, the stronger our magic is in relationship to it. Heather, can you tell us your intention?
I had trouble deciding, of course. But I said for tonight, maybe connecting more to myself and getting in more of a flow.
And how would you know if you did that?
Well, I guess I wouldn't be struggling. I guess I would just be speaking and not thinking so much, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess not as overthinking as much.
Right.
Maybe.
Not as trapped in your thoughts, not as second guessing yourself. That's what flow would be. That's a very good intention to have for tonight. I love that. Hold that for you. So I'm asking about these intentions, y'all, because these are what we're going to activate tonight. I don't know if y'all picked up on that or not, but this is what we're going to activate tonight. We're going to do a bunch of exercises in order to activate these intentions, these desires. Kristen, can you tell us your intention?
Yes. My intention is I receive light code activations for full system upgrades.
Full system upgrades. And do you have an idea of what that would look like? How you would know if your full system came online?
Well, I'm working with the energy of the eclipse and of the full moon. That's why I did like a full system upgrade. It's like being showered with light.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a feeling. It's more of a sensory thing. It's not it is visceral, but it's not something that I can always put into words
Mm-hmm.
because I've been seeing lately like more expansion of light codes of like my light being expanded to receive more energy.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love it. She wants to feel awesome, a way that she has trouble putting into words. I love it. Emmy, tell us your intention tonight.
Okay. Think it'd be great to gain clarity in my relationship with my guides so I can, you know, one, make myself ask for help because I just deal with everything on my own. Um, so I I do ask for help from my higher self though. So I don't feel funny talking and bringing that to me, but um, clarity, build relationships with my guides so I can not feel so overwhelmed and I can ask for help essentially
Hmm.
and build.
Clarity with your guides. I love that. And tell me, does that feel more important in this moment, or does connecting to your inner child slash inner
Yeah,
critic feel more important in this moment?
no, that does feel more important. This intention is something that I know that I'm gonna need and build, but yeah, I keep getting the picture of her in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That
not.
feels more important to me, and the
Yeah.
clarity of making that connection, beginning a real relationship is really good for tonight.
Mm,
And by that, you just need to see the willingness to listen and share. You need the willingness to
okay.
talk to your inner child and the willingness to listen. Make sense?
Yes, it
I
does.
love it. I
Thank
love
you.
it. And you're not gonna, absorb your whole inner child and fix your entire life tonight. But what we're
Okay.
gonna do is open that door to begin that conversation. Make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
All right. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we get into our exercises for tonight? Anybody have any questions? Bueller. Bueller. Okay, and is everybody on stage tonight? Is everybody willing to play and make noise? Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let me go ahead. Everybody unmute yourselves. Unmute yourselves right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a series of exercises. You can go ahead and grab your crystals if you work with crystals normally. I'm already getting warm myself. I feel what's coming. We're going to do a set of exercises. I think you've all done these exercises before, and we're going to let them build into what I want. What I want everyone to think of is just an improvisation game. Okay, that's all it is. It's an improvisation game. But in reality, it's going to be a communal incantation. It's going to be a communal invocation of each of our own desires, each of our own intentions. But we are going to use the energy of the group as a carrier for that desire. We're going to use the energy of the group as a carrier for our desire. And I want y'all to understand that this is what your council represents as well. We're going to play this role for each other physically in time and space right now, but your council can do this as well. And the council of councils can do it even better, right? It's like working with a computer with more multiprocessors. You have access to more power.
Hmm.
Okay. So we're going to start with just sounds. I'm going to start with one sound, any sound. We're going to go around based on a circle on my screen. So we've got Emmy, Bridget, Kristen, and then Heather. I'll go first. One sound, any sound. Emmy,
Woo!
Bridget, Kristen. Did you go, Kristen?
Good. I'll do
Uh,
again.
we
Ah.
Yeah, we heard that one. I didn't hear the other one. Thank you. Heather.
Uh,
Emmy.
Quack.
Uh, Bridget. Kristen.
Boop-bop.
Heather. Good. Now two sounds. Any sounds? Zoop, boop. Emmy.
Whoa.
Bridget. Kristen.
Ooh, zop.
Heather. I saw it, but I didn't hear you on that one, Heather. So I think we got that microphone issue going. But that's okay. We get it. We know you know how to do it. Awesome. Three sounds. Any sounds? Remember, these are sound effects, not light language. Emmy. Nice. Bridget. Kristen.
Shoon, da, 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 ha.
Nice. Heather. Awesome. Now we're going to do a whole sentence, just sound effects. I'll go first. Emmy.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you, Bridget. Nice. Kristen.
Beep, 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 boop, shoo, now. Prrr.
Nice. Heather. Beautiful. Now take a breath and just notice how you feel. Notice how allowing yourself to express nonsense clears the palette of your mind. Notice how you feel more open. Notice how you feel more free. Notice how you feel more centered. So now we're going to do the exact same thing, exact same game, but this time with phonemes, this time with light language. We're going to start with one syllable, go around. I'll go first. Ek. Emmy.
Two.
Bridget.
Tak.
Kristen.
Inga.
Heather.
Ish.
Now two syllables. Sombu. Emmy.
Kandi.
Bridget.
Matak.
Kristen.
Mandisa.
Heather.
Taika.
Three syllables. Simolo. Emmy.
Tolego.
Bridget.
Taakasi.
Kristen.
Montanina ka.
Heather.
Gontika.
Beautiful. Now an entire sentence. Umbele no lokoto uchukumate samale no o toto uyekena. Emmy.
Corito vita. Comprito intrivisor womboish vitro.
Beautiful. Bridget.
Taakasi tonomakatasa. Amakote.
Thank you. Kristen.
Akia so ho bruia sanana kanana sinana harera wosi hari hawa.
Thank you. Heather.
Vukesa malakusho toe yaka rapatise parumo toes.
Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to go one step further than y'all are used to. And this is going to be like, I'm going to direct you. This is a coaching session, okay? So, what's going to happen this time is you're going to start speaking your light language. And as you speak it, I'm going to tell you how to adjust the frequency, and I want you to do it. So, if I tell you, whisper, if I tell you strong, if I tell you soft, if I tell you regretful, just play along and adjust your frequency as best you can. If I say emotional, allow it to get emotional. What we're going to do is play with your range of delivery. That's what we're doing here, is playing with your range. Okay? Emmy, you ready? You're just going to start speaking and just keep speaking gibberish and then react to what I tell you to do. Ready? Close your eyes and go.
To Dagramote Sokon Titira Satiravi
Stronger.
Tira Vitravito Compresi and Combravu
Angry.
and it ready Micdias just so there's Tripito for foe.
More angry.
Divisre varios.
Mm-hmm.
Ritorno Nivro.
Really soft, like you're talking to a baby.
Oh, Zagretis Vasa. In company, the phone, in company, those resources store. Casey dog.
Beautiful. Thank you. Great job. All right, Bridget, same thing. You ready? And go.
Ataka soma. Ochiki amatata. Anakate tulmapa.
Like you're speaking poetry now.
Omoke semakanana. Anandida namoko abachitikan waitawasakata. Amakotasa.
More power.
Abakasina ana chakamana tiki. Abokatatana. Ikisamana toko. Kamanate ikapo amakate.
Now anger.
Akatisimanakana de Josa Makatisira, Amakotara. Okatabas Mikiti Abaka na.
Now apologetic.
Omakasana Onamachi. Amakatatiwa katam. Ipikotso Omakotari Amakotasa.
Beautiful. Good job. Nice. All right, Kristen, go.
Hanina, honey, basina, hanina, ana, anina.
Louder.
Askanina, hanina, anire, anina, anina, shkanira. Each panana,
And
kanire.
now like it's a poem.
Ho. Ish kanina, ira. Ish panina, sinare. Und honina, in hanina.
And now whispering to a baby. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, and Heather, go.
So toe salatio mokoro tuso toe paya. Pangaya teatos. Aya we satulso no. Ipaka la kuro mangea saleteatos.
More power.
Ikaya fule matosoyo sheat. E peaso kotoe ya kwe madoro higaya.
Anger.
Higabaroto soye patukulo. Higanya pasalakore. Himandukuro esa katara.
And now
Himangala.
diplomatic.
Otos, oye, patakarutos. Inaya kapalea tukos soyotore. Inge patulo. Ipas.
And
Pues.
and now a used car salesman trying to convince someone to buy something.
Isalata saritoko. Ipatoso yolotise ator shokola. Hitaka. Imunzo yotoro. Ikai teto.
Beautiful. Thank you. Awesome, everybody. All right, now I want to go around and talk to us about anything that you noticed in shifting your energy, like the highs, the lows, the angries, anything you noticed. Anything you noticed, Emmy?
Goodness. Why I feel like at certain points sound Portuguese. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I felt like I was all scrunched up here in the beginning, and I feel like more like, oh my gosh, I don't know, a lightness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Very important to understand the emotion that comes through your incantation is going to affect your energy, y'all. It's going to affect your state.
Yeah.
And I want you to begin to play with the highs and lows, the happy, the sads, the whispers, the apologies. Play with these different vibrations as you're working with your light language. Bridget, what can you tell us about changing your emotions?
Felt like I got very deep when I was angry.
Mm-hmm.
And I intentionally worked on not singing this time so you could actually instruct me. Otherwise,
Oh, nice. Thank you.
So, yeah, just a lot of, it's just all peaceful and feels good until the anger came in. And then I didn't really care for that so much, which is why my other pitches are usually in a different realm.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Now tell me this: if you were caught in an alley, in a dark alley, what voice would you want to use?
Oh, I'd probably use a deeper one.
Right? You know, like you want to sound like a lion. You don't want to sound like a lemur in those circumstances. So learning to access these different levels of energy is very valuable. A lot of people are afraid to access anger. You need anger to protect yourself. You need anger to protect your children, you know? Like it's a very valuable aspect of your being. So don't be afraid of these dynamics because you can utilize strength, you can utilize power, you can utilize anger, you can utilize whispers, softness, suggestion. You know, I love the I love the used car salesman. That was great. That was great.
No way, I'll start acting crazy so they back off.
Right, exactly. Nothing scares people like crazy. Kristen, tell us anything you noticed with the emotions.
Sure. So first I'll start off with that I'm still learning my light language. It's not something that's comfortable for me, and it, I feel that there's other pathways for me other than light language specifically. Um, and I feel that my light language is constantly changing. I haven't found like a
Mm-hmm.
specific one that I stick with. Sometimes I'm singing, sometimes I'm not. And like tonight I wanted to sing, but then I'm like, wait, no, we're not doing that. And like my soundscapes and light language were kind of blending. Um, um, Changing the frequency is not something I'm comfortable doing. I don't do it in my day-to-day life, so it's uncomfortable doing it in this setting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really didn't feel a difference, maybe because we didn't go as deep into like anger versus, other areas. Um, and it's just something I'm going to continue to work on and then find my path and how I can integrate it in my process for channeling.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. You did a good job for playing along with it if you were uncomfortable, and I hope that you'll, give yourself leeway to play with it, because I know, how much of an overthinker you are, and this is something that is not thinking, and you have to really get out of that realm to be able to allow it to happen. And what I heard when I told you to do it like poetry is it shifted and it sounded different than it ever had before. And I would encourage you to play with it as poetry, right? Because a huge part of, very likely, a huge part of your resistance is you haven't found your niche, your frequency, your jam, your phonetics, your, whatever. And for some people, that is a strong, I'm standing on a park bench doing spoken word in front of a group. And until they get to that strong, they don't find their real flow or their message. Or some people, it's this very soft, very motherly, very like I'm giving my child, uh, like a whatever you call the little songs you sing them when they go to bed, lullaby,
Lullaby.
whatever. Some people connect with that. And so being willing to play with that frequency, the volume and the emotion will help you tap into it. But nobody, nowhere ever in the rest of your life will anybody ever ask you to do light language. So if it's not your thing, you'll just stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. You don't have to step into that. Thank you. Heather, did you notice any difference when activating the emotions?
It's interesting. I thought about doing that actually. So it's interesting to try the different emotions. I don't feel I understand emotions that well, so I don't feel like I did very well. And I feel like I should probably watch like a car salesman or watch some poetry. Like, I feel like I need to re-experience that before I try to mimic it well. So anyway, it was interesting, but I don't know if I could mimic it very well.
You did a great job. You did a great job. You're an overthinker too. You did a great job. Like it was awesome. And it's not like any of the cues is there as like do this perfect. The cues are just there to help you push beyond your boundaries of like whatever you normally allow yourself to do. That's the invitation of it. And the best place I've ever seen an example of this is, I think I told y'all about this um, guided musical experience I had with this hippie group in LA, where the dude talked everybody through these vocal exercises and go start as high as you can and go all the way down as low as you can. Woo! Right? And then make a masculine sound, make a feminine sound. And we played all these games, and then he had everybody start to chant together, and he made us get louder, and he made us sing higher, and he was like, no, sing higher than you're comfortable, and sing louder than you're comfortable. And it like broke me down in tears because I'd never let myself sing that loud before. That pushed me beyond a boundary that I was like comfortable with myself, and I discovered something new inside of myself, and my voice sounded so good that it broke my heart. It was like I've been hiding from my voice my whole life. I've been afraid that it would sound bad. You understand? So that's the invitation of these exercises, is to grow outside of the boundaries that we're used to, that we're comfortable. Um, okay. What I want to do now is we're gonna do. We've done this before, but we're gonna do it a little more intentionally this time. We're gonna do a session. We're gonna do an activation session, a channel panel, council of one activation session. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna direct everybody while it's happening. Okay. So normally we do like a guided meditation and y'all all sit there and like bliss out. That's not what's going to happen this time. I'm going to ask everybody to contribute, to make sounds, to speak light language, to say your intention, okay? And everybody read your intention right now. If you wrote it down, read it, remember what your intention is so that you don't reference it later. I don't want you to reference it later. I want you to just go with it intuitively in the moment. So familiarize yourself with it now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna build this process and this journey through intention, focus, incantation, visualization, and sensation. Okay. And I'm going to ask for sounds. I'm going to ask for light language. I'm going to ask for incantations of your desire, of your divinity code activation. And I'm going to ask for any words that you can share to actually speak it into existence for yourself. And if you think about that from your cognitive mind, you might like, oh, what does that mean? I don't. That means pretend you're a fucking priestess and speak your desire and like make a prayer for yourself. That means speak what you want into existence. This is what is true. This is what's real for me. And I will go first, so y'all all have examples each step of the way. Remember, we're here to play. Remember, this is improvisation. And if you let yourself play, you might stumble into multidimensional magic. Multidimensional magic. All right, everybody get how's it going to work? Any questions? Everybody's mic's on. Coretta just got here. We'll keep you muted, Coretta. She's going to be a fly. But you can play along. You can play along. All right. Everybody warm your hands up. Create heat. Beautiful. And you're going to let your hands just float in front of you. Any direction that feels comfortable, let them float. As we go through this, utilize those hands any way that you need to. Closing your eyes. We're going to begin to gently make sounds, shamanic sounds, and don't just make sounds, but listen to other sounds as well. More sound. Gentle light language and some still making sounds. If you sing, that's cool too. Ondele mokono kotuchu kutu no manatese ke nanatolo to. Zeme ke chikine natolo tutupe ke se me tome kaye ke ye. Allow yourself to keep making sounds, to keep speaking any way that you need to, as you begin to visualize your intention for this evening. Visualize what you desire for yourself. Speak your vision into reality. Shape your vision with your hands and your energy.
I'm
So,
healing.
zozo mena kene nele ke tu shamana teke yenena.
Stay.
Oh, zenana to 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 no cha ne mafu te boneko. Beautiful. Keep making sounds. Keep speaking your light language. Keep using your mudras. And Emmy, I want you to speak. Speak your intention as clearly as you can right now. Don't read it. Speak it from where you are.
Just in English or light language?
Speak it in English.
Which? To find my inner child who is hidden, who has been hiding for a long time.
Beautiful. Say it again.
To find my inner child where she's hiding. I need to find her and hold her.
Can you see her right now? Bring her to you. Call her to you. Hold her in your arms. And tell her whatever you need to tell her right now. Tell her out loud.
You are safe. You don't have to hide. No one's mad at you. I want to help you. Help me. I love you. You are safe. And you don't have to be afraid.
And so it is. Now listen to that girl. Feel that little girl. Thank you. Promise her you're going to keep that door open and keep talking to her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bridget, speak to your intention for this evening.
My intention is to increase my awareness and increase my ability for my intuition. My intention is to get my intuition going, increase my awareness so I can interpret
Beautiful.
my picture better.
And so tell your intuition what you want right now. Say it, speak it.
I want my intuition to be strong and clarified, my in total understanding of all my gifts.
Beautiful. Now do it again, but don't say what you want. Say what is. Tell your intuition what is.
I now have a strong and powerful intuition that is totally clear and understand. And I always know what my intuition is.
Woo, beautiful. How did that feel like in your body?
Good.
I
Like
love it.
pieces, I did some of my hand gestures.
I love it. And did you see anything as you said it?
I,
Telling your intuition to be open.
I did not.
Can you imagine what your intuition would look like if it was opened?
I have more clear defining pictures and voices and feeling that unify the message. So there is no mistake.
Amen. Amen. I keep seeing a blossom in my head opening, like a flower blossom, like your intuition opening. However, you can visualize your intuition opening, activate that for the rest of this session. See your intuition opening, beaming like a satellite dish. Thank you, madam. Zoom, Kristen, speak to your intention, please.
I receive light code activations. 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 I receive light code activations.
Oh my God. What do those look like to you? Chotomoko sumenantalato toyoku. Zekane totu lepotonotu.
Several columns of white light coming into my body. And the light code activations have been part of the clearing for those tonight. Honey finding her inner child, saying incantations. And she repeated them after me, helping Bridget clear her intuition to receive the clearer messages.
Mm. Mm.
Your
Mm.
intentions are my intentions. They are activating me in several ways. Perhaps long distance Reiki in a intuitive, natural way. I can't explain it, but I feel just a lot of energy moving across,
Mm.
like this.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful visualization, and so it is. Keep seeing it. Keep working with it. Beautiful. Thank you. Heather, speak your intention, please. Can't hear you for some reason, Heather.
My intention is to connect more to myself and get in the flow.
And make that statement as though it's true right now.
Connected to my authentic self. And I allow myself to be as I am, myself.
Mm. Beautiful. Say that again. Any other way it comes to you, say it again. That's beautiful. Say it as though it's true right now.
I connect to myself as I am, and I accept who I am and flow with my true nature.
Hmm. Hmm. And can you imagine that? Can you imagine what it would look like? Try harder. Try harder. What would it look like to flow? What would it look like to not have any self doubt? Imagine it. See her dancing, see her singing, see her making music, see her making sand sculpture.
Yeah. Yep. More confident, more bright.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Feel that. Feel that confidence in your body right now. Feel the joy of singing. Feel the joy of dancing. Mm. Now, from this space, everybody, Let us go upward and activate the Council of Council. See your chosen council above you. See your comrades' councils above you. Allow yourself to feel this light. Allow yourself to feel this love, this support, and allow yourself to slide up through these circles of support. Sliding up even higher, sliding up into the realm of the higher self. Feel this space. Feel this connection. Feel this light. From this space, we are each going to do authentic speaking, automatic speaking. And what we're going to do is we are going to share anything heartfelt, any kind of loving message with the group from our higher selves. You do not know what it's going to be. You simply say one word, then another word, then another word. I will go first. Each of you are more precious than you could ever imagine. Trust in your adventure. Trust in your choices, both good and bad. Trust that you are learning exactly what you came for. Heather, share anything you can with the group from this perspective, automatic speaking.
You do not need to have it all figured out. You simply need to trust and allow the messages to come through you.
Hmm.
Allow this information to come in without doubt. You will learn more than you realized was possible.
Thank you. I love it. Kristen, automatic speaking, share anything you can, encouraging for the group.
allows each of us to access our own divinity individually and as a group. Notice how we affected each other's frequency of healing. How my intention ripples into your intention. Observe the seeds of light codes that are planted within each of you. You decide if you want to cultivate this seedling. You decide what goes in your garden. There is free will here. May each of you continue to receive upgrades and healing through this process. Henichinara. Shu.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Oh.
Bridget, share with us anything you can inspirational from the higher self to the group. Automatic speaking.
You are all following your own path. It's okay to take your time. Focus. Just focus as you progress. Everything will come in time.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Emmy, you need to unmute yourself. I had to mute you because I couldn't hear Kristen. Yeah, awesome. And now, from your higher self, share anything you can with the group. Inspirational.
You are calling your powers back. It's all happening as it should. Do not let the weight of your expectations crush your spirits. Love is all around. Magic within you and all that surrounds you in your world.
Thank you. Eyes still closed, y'all. Feel what just happened here. Feel the whole process. Feel the sounds. Feel the light language incantation. Feel the speaking of the intentions. The willingness to visualize your own desire. And then allowing and trusting yourself to activate that desire, that skill, that ability within yourself. See this whole process. Notice what you just witnessed in your comrades. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your teammates. Be proud of your guides. Thank your council. Thank the council of councils. Thank your higher self. Thank you. Thank you. Dear God, thank you. God damn, y'all. Woo! I am hot as hell. Good Lord. Good Lord. So I'm going to go first. Feedback. We need feedback. We finished early tonight. Yeah, yes. Look at that. I'm going to go first. I couldn't be more proud of y'all. Like everybody gets an A plus. Like this was channel panel. This was a choir. Everybody showed up. Everybody played the game, and everybody hit a fucking home run. Like, can y'all feel that shit? Like I had tingles in my body and shit, y'all. And every single message y'all shared was gorgeous. Absolutely amazing. Couldn't be more proud. Like y'all killed it. Love it. All right, let's go around real quick. Heather, tell us anything you can tell us about the ceremony. What did it feel like? What'd you see? What? Tell us what you can tell us.
Just surprised that I was able to speak in front of it. Just that was surprising. Um, what else?
So
Was there anything else memorable about the experience for you?
Still processing. I'm still processing.
Got you. Awesome. I'm proud of you for speaking. And you took a while to get going. I thought I was gonna have to just say you got to do one word, like but you let it happen, and it was beautiful. Proud of you. Thank you, Kristen. What can you tell us about the ceremony?
Damn, I was with each of you. That was beautiful. And then at the end, just before Emmy spoke, I grew angel wings, big white feathery things, and that's why I was like, that's why I started like crying. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta mute myself. Like we're all alive. Like fuck. Um, it was so. Oh, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know it was something about like us separately and collectively, and like
Mm-hmm.
I shared the light with each of you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this is definitely more palpable, more magnetized when we do this in a group than when I do it separately.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never moved so much before. I was ready to stand up and like just start moving, like for Heather, like find your flow. And I'm like, girl, come on, let's go. Like, let's just start like moving. Like, I really wanted to do that, but here. So that's why I was like moving this and like, come on, come on, come on, come on. And Emmy, oh my God, I kept saying, hiding, she's here, hiding, come find me, hiding, come find me. And then you said that she's hiding, and then I'm like, she's scared. I was like, I know you're scared. And I'm like, is it safe? You're like, yes, it's safe. It was so on time. It
oh
was
my god.
incredible. Ooh.
Amazing.
And Brigitte, my head was, my third eye, I was like, pew, I was like doing this. when you were talking about your third eye and like tapping my head to clear your crown chakra and your third eye. Whew. Thank you for the clearing. Thank you for the activations that you all gave me.
Thank you. Wonderful share. Thank you. Bridget, what can you share with us about the ceremony?
Oh my God. So much sensation, and mostly I'm boiling hot from head to toe. I'm like sweating everywhere, but tingling. And oh, Emmy, when you started talking, my heart, it was like all right here. So very, yeah. It's you guys all did wonderful. It's everybody affected me each in a different way, and it's hard to explain because unless I play my tape backs, I don't even remember what I did for myself. So to watch this so I can digest it all.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, and what hit me about Emmy was she sounded so confident. She sounded so comfortable, like she knew what she was saying. That was a trip. That was a trip. All right, Emmy, what can you tell us?
Okay, that was very trippy and amazing. My gosh, can I just say, like the air around me feels different.
Hmm.
It really does feel different. I can feel it's just like the air around my ears. It's so weird. Like they're saying, "Listen," you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, very powerful. You know, sometimes I feel like it takes a lot of this takes energy. I mean, obviously, but I I have to drink more water um, during these. Yeah, it's really, oh my god, I can feel it in my neck. But that was very powerful. I could feel like everyone and the connection and just more the strength of all of us together.
Mm-hmm.
Because our differences and that all makes us stronger more because like what one lacks the other has, and you know, like it's just it just it was very powerful
Mm-hmm.
energies.
What can you tell us about your inner child, hon?
Oh my goodness, I embraced her, and I have this pretty amazing cabin that I've come up with in my sacred space, and I pictured her. She's got her own room now. She doesn't have to live in the forest or the swamp. You know, we're gonna work on this stuff together, and I could just feel like I'm starting to shake. I feel the coming together of that a little more, like letting go of that. Like she doesn't have to be alone.
It's very important for you to talk to her, but it's even more important for you to listen. You understand? It's even more important for you to listen. And you open that door, and it was absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing it with us.
It feels more open here. It's the funniest part. It's like,
I love it. Now, couldn't be more proud. Everybody killed it. Tell me this. Does everybody feel like you activated your intention?
oh yeah. Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yes. Yes. Sorta. Sorta. Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, I just want you to know that this is what we started this group for, what we did tonight. This is the whole purpose of it. This was a Divinity Code activation. And this is the purpose of the channel panel. And we're going to start doing this every single time. And we want to make sure everybody has the basic skills they need to be able to jam with us in this process because it's going to get bigger and better. And our intentions are going to get stronger. And we're going to unify our energy better. And you guys are going to get more comfortable, open up, and just letting shit come out. It's just going to get more and more magical. So thank you all for demonstrating. the power of what we're doing here, and it's so beautiful to see it coming to fruition. Thank you, Council, for the guide. Thank you for the Council of Councils, and thank you all very much. We're gonna get into. We're gonna get into. I didn't have time to share the pep talk stuff, but we'll get into it next week. I got a video from Coretta to share. She's gonna make y'all cry, and then I transcribed Marvelous's pep talk. So we'll do those next week as well as anything else you can send to me. And save your transcription, Heather. We want to read it, or we want to hear you read it. I mean, and anybody else, just keep playing and keep loving yourself and keep expressing. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Namaste.
Thank you. Have a good night.